The tourist centre of Amsterdam is designed for one thing: tourism. The bars, the souvenir shops, the red light district, none of it truly reflects the real Amsterdam or the people who actually live here. So today, we're stepping outside that bubble to show you the city as locals experience it. Because behind the polished image, Amsterdam is facing serious challenges. The Netherlands is in a deep housing crisis, and young people are being priced out of their own future. In this city, finding an affordable home feels almost impossible nowadays. And it's not just housing. Crime rates have been rising, creating a growing tension that you won't see on the postcard canals of Amsterdam. This is the Amsterdam tourists almost never see. The honest, unfiltered reality of a city in transition. Let's take a closer look.
When you think of Amsterdam and the Netherlands, you kind of think to yourself, yes, canals, windmills, cheese, clocks, all that good stuff. Wrong. Amsterdam and the Netherlands in 2025 sounds more like housing crisis, violent protests, migrant issues, and all of that good stuff. So let's check out Amsterdam in 2025.
Right guys, so we're starting our day off here at Dapper, and this is one of Amsterdam's oldest street markets. It dates back all the way to the early 1900s, believe it or not. We figured this would be the perfect place to sort of inject ourselves into the daily life of Amsterdam and see what it's like in 2025. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of flags from all over the world. I'm seeing a lot of actually Suriname flags everywhere. I haven't seen a single Dutch flag yet so far, but it's quite an interesting place and there seems to be quite a lot happening. And this place is basically nearly a daily thing. I think it is daily, quite literally every day during the week.
One thing that all of these markets have in common is that they have all really affordable clothing. And they actually have some nice things as well.
I don't know about you guys, but what I think of immediately when I think of the Netherlands is cheese, in particularly Gouda cheese. And they've got big massive wheels of the stuff here. Ooh, looks so good.
What's special?
Yes, ketchup or curry.
Ketchup or curry?
Curry?
Yes. With onions?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ja.
Kroketten, kalfsvlees,
Ja.
and frikandel, please.
You're gonna eat it here or take it?
For here, please.
Yeah, take a seat and we'll bring it.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you well, thank you.
Thank you well.
Right, we're absolutely starving and we couldn't find any proper Dutch food other than poffertjes on the market, in Dapper Markt. We found ourselves this proper nice looking little Dutch establishment here called Febo, F-E-B-O, and they serve up all sorts of good stuff. It seems to be like proper like Dutch fast food basically. So we're going to sample some good old Dutch food.
If you know something about Dutch food, it's usually that it's not the most appetizing looking, but it's very, very tasty.
It looks awful.
Especially when you're like drinking alcohol or something like that. I feel like Dutch food is the best food to have with a beer. First things first, of course, frikandel. This is just like kind of, I think, like a chicken sausage where basically the entire chicken goes in beak first entirely with the feet and everything. At least that's what they say in Germany. And I also got some mustard with it. I assume that you're supposed to put it on the frikandel. I'm not entirely sure. Usually when I order a frikandel, I go frikandel special, which would be with mayonnaise, ketchup and raw onions. But this time I only got the sausage by itself, which is very hot. Oh yeah. That's a good sausage. I mean, it's a chicken sausage, but I think it's a chicken sausage. At least that's what they say in Germany. Here.
Frikandel.
Frikandel.
Cheers. No, that's like typical greasy fast food hangover cure. It looks like it's all like just a leftover chicken basically. Thank you so much.
And I give you some extra sauce. Peanut sauce and grill sauce.
Thank you.
Thank you well.
Peanut sauce, like in Indonesia, probably like the satay.
It looks like a thick satay sauce. This is very good.
Next thing, it doesn't get more Dutch than this. Kroketten with kalfsvlees. I don't know if you pronounce it like that, but basically just kroketten. Everybody knows croquettes with some venison meat on the inside. I'm very excited for this. Oh my god!
Is it hot?
Very hot. Super soft on the inside, kind of like mashed potato stuff.
It looks
very
like
good.
mash on the inside.
It is mash on the inside with venison.
It smells really good. Oh yeah, oh it's hot. Oh, it's very good. It's like a meat croquette, a meaty croquette.
Very peppery.
Delicious. Yeah, very very heavy pepper flavor, and it's just super crispy on the outside, and then the inside is just real smooth. This is nice. We got some frites special. Frites, or whatever they're called. Raw onions, mayo, curry, some sort of a Thousand Island, and then peanut sauce as well. And I guess you just basically go in and just combine all of those flavors together. There you go. Again, sort of just hangover food. Yeah. What more could you ask for? It's just basically a budget-friendly, sort of a greasy place. It's not the healthiest breakfast, but it's very tasty.
Peanut sauce tastes the same as in Indonesia, actually. Same as in Java.
No way.
It's very nice. Satay sauce.
Oh yeah.
Tastes like Indonesia.
Check this out. Got a poster here, the Holy Priest, the Holy Shit Show. And it's basically like some sort of I'm guessing, some sort of crappy put together show that's completely intended to mock Christianity, as you can see. Absolutely nothing Christian about it. And then someone has stuck this poster over it. It says like, Jesus is the only one who can save you. You need to repent, you need to believe in Jesus. So this is a normal, sane person with a little bit of a level of intelligence to them, and then these absolute muppets that are putting together some completely crap show. Yeah. Right guys, so we made it to Bijlmer Arena station. Now, believe it or not, about a week ago, a man in his 30s, a Dutch man in his 30s, was stomped and beaten unconscious and had a bottle smashed over his head by two migrants here in this very station. We figured we'd come to this area, the south of Amsterdam, which is known for being one of the worst areas to be in. Apparently, basically the whole of Bijlmer area is not a nice place to be, and we want to show you guys the reality of what the ground looks like here in Amsterdam as of 2025, so that's exactly why we came here. Amsterdam as a city for a very long time has been known as being incredibly safe and very progressive, but those very progressive policies are pushing it on a slippery slope downwards, and it's seeing a massive rise in crime and in a lot of other very, very bad things like drug dealing, and yeah, it's basically very quickly becoming a city that not many people want to come to anymore. Lovely. So this whole station area here is quite literally just infested with, you know, the typical doctors and engineers that have been imported from third world countries to make Amsterdam a better place by hanging around in the streets in gangs and by cruising around on fat bikes and randomly attacking people, and of course dealing drugs in the open air right in front of your eyes at the train station.
I read something pretty interesting this morning about the Netherlands, by the way, and I'm just gonna read it to you as I read it, which is, as of November 2025, the population growth of the Netherlands for Dutch people themselves is basically zero. So the entirety of the population growth is entirely driven by net migration around 30,600 just in Q1 of 2025, with asylum seekers making up about 10 to 12% of all of those inflows. The total migration in 2024 has been 316,000, which has actually been less than the year before.
This is absolutely crazy. So this actually kind of feels like a ghost town, but there's thousands of flats. Literally thousands. I've never seen a place so depressing in my life. It looks like something out of a Cold War era movie or something like that. The flats literally just wrap the entire way around. A lot of the windows are completely smashed. A lot of the apartments are completely abandoned. The bottom of it is completely sprayed up. They've got porta potties like everywhere on the outside as well. So I don't know what the conditions are actually like on the inside, but it's crazy. Even over here on the opposite side, it's the same again. So it's quite literally thousands of apartments. It is like more than what we've seen in Hong Kong, believe it or not.
It looks like down here at the bottom, the yellow part might be like container accommodations, maybe?
Yeah.
Like emergency accommodations of sort.
It looks like
see curtains and stuff.
Container at the bottom, and then stacks and stacks and stacks of the same type of apartments on the top. And the only people that are like hanging around the area is just groups of Syrians and Afghanis and Africans that are basically just smoking weed. It's a crazy place.
Of course, with these usually socially weak areas, these types of situations here come as well, because nobody feels responsible really for the area that they are living in, which is very sad to see, because obviously Netherlands, Amsterdam is usually a really beautiful spot, and if nobody takes responsibility for the environment that they're living in, usually it goes downhill really quickly.
There's plastic absolutely everywhere, like quite literally just littering all of the streets. The entire way around here, it's just like one big like garbage dumping ground basically. Like there seems to be nothing done to actually collect the garbage in the area. It's wild. All fresh stuff.
No.
Obispo. Knoflook 3% euro, rood knoflook.
Get the habaneros ghost or Carolina Reaper or whatever.
Yeah.
Put Tanner for a bag.
Yeah. Crazy. Feels like we just arrived into Somalia or something like that.
At the end of that market area, by the way, you have a rather large mosque also with minarets, which kind of looks like, I assume, I cannot tell you 100%, but I'm just saying I assume that there will also be a call to prayer. But in this area here, with all of the large sort of skyscraper type of living arrangements, I haven't seen any other religion sort of being represented. I haven't seen any Hindu temples, synagogues, Christian churches. I haven't seen any of that. We have actually only seen a mosque so far here in this area.
Big old mosque. It feels like, no joke, this here, like this whole area where the flats are, and then this market and this whole area here, this is not Europe. Like, it doesn't feel like Europe
at all.
It feels like Kabul or Beirut or...
It's actually the type of area where you walk in as a European looking person and you're kind of being looked at in a way of like, what are you doing here? That's kind of the way that we're feeling here in this area, which is really strange because obviously we're not that far away from, for example, where I was born in Germany. It's not that far. We're still in the Netherlands, but it does feel culturally very, very foreign.
I wonder what the guys in the mosque think about the diversity zebra crossings here. Seeing a lot of these all over Amsterdam. I'm pretty sure that the guys in the mosque love these.
This area here kind of feels similar to socially weak areas in other European cities, where it's kind of like all of the migrants, foreigners and socially weak or low income locals are being pushed kind of to one specific area, one or two specific areas of the city itself. But that actually creates a lot of other issues, because obviously if you're not part of an integration program or something like that, a lot of times people are getting radicalized because they're unhappy with the situation. They're trying to find a different solution, and usually that solution is not a positive one. So people do get radicalized in these types of areas here, and then there's other issues being caused down the line in a few years for everybody that lives here or everybody that lives even in the central areas of Amsterdam.
Yeah, you learn, I think, from a very young age in a lot of these types of areas. I grew up in a very, very low income part of Dublin in Ireland, and you're taught basically from a very young age by your friend group and by the people that live in those areas that you need to push back, you need to get involved in things that go against the quota of the country. So for example, getting involved in organised crime, which is what's happening with a lot of the Moroccans here, a lot of the Arabs, a lot of the people from countries and cultures that are quite literally 180-degree opposite of what it is in the Netherlands and what is Europe. And a lot of this stuff is happening because I think that these people feel like they've just been kicked to the curb and sort of hidden away in a corner of Amsterdam. So all the tourists from America and other parts of Europe, they can come to Amsterdam to enjoy the centre of the city and the red light district and all of that other crap, while these people on the outskirts are a lot of times fearing for their lives, struggling for money, and having to deal with things like drug dealing and everything else like that. So yeah, it never equates to a good circumstance. And you have markets like what we just walked through. It literally looked like we were in Mogadishu in Somalia, and it doesn't feel like you're in the Netherlands whatsoever. And the whole culture of the Netherlands just gets sucked dry because the people in these parts are reproducing at a much faster rate than anybody in the Netherlands is. So here, in 20 years' time, it will be all of Amsterdam.
Yes, so the issue is kind of that I wanted to point at, that it's somehow like kind of like little ghettos that are being created, and obviously there's lots and lots of children to be had over the next few years, and then these types of ghettos are just being enlarged and enlarged year after year, and at some stage there's no space for the beautiful parts anymore, because the entirety of the city will be socially weak. Nobody is working, very little people paying taxes, everybody is dependent on the social welfare type of a situation, and well, then everybody loses, of course, because nobody is there to actually pick up the tab and pay.
Kidnapped, tortured and raped, even with dogs. And now we must let them starve, even the children. And what unwavering faith blinds us to what we have all done? The cowards bombed hospitals, bombed schools, bombed civilian homes, bombed shelters, bombed sick cars, bombed UN humanitarian workers, bombed journalists. The cowards bombed UN facilities, bombed churches. Bombed mosques, cowards, 75,000 people killed, bombed hospitals, bombed schools, bombed civilian homes, bombed UN humanitarian workers, bombed journalists, bombed cyclists, cowards bombed UN facilities, bombed.
Welcome to Amsterdam Central Station. Now, you're probably going to be wondering, why did you guys go to the worst areas first? Well, we just wanted to see them. And plus, even in the central station, there has been multiple stabbings over the years from 2018 up until 2024. In fact, there was 3 stabbing incidents in the central station alone. And around the area of Dwann, there's plenty of organized crime as well. So keep that in mind. It's not just in one certain area where you're going to see the changes happening in Amsterdam city. In fact, there's police quite literally everywhere around here at the moment, around the central station. So let's explore central Amsterdam as well. If you completely ignore the tons of police everywhere, like I mean quite literally everywhere, there's 4 police cars over here and there's about 20 over here. If you ignore that and you just pay attention to the water and the architecture here in Amsterdam. Oh, this boat is actually
a police boat.
That's a police boat. So this boat is even the police. So quite literally thousands of police officers everywhere patrolling the streets, because you know that's what's needed in a functioning society, right? But if you ignore all of that and you just focus on the boats, the water and the old architecture of Amsterdam, Amsterdam is a stunning city. Like, and I genuinely mean that. I'm not trying to be funny. It is an incredibly beautiful city. Old European architecture is some of the best in the world.
It actually says no alcohol on the streets. It's €100, and it also says that you're not
Don't buy
supposed to
drugs
be
from street
buying
dealers.
drugs from random people because you get poisoned. So.
Since we came out of the central station, we've been offered it many times, so keep that in mind. You will get a heavy fine if you're caught doing that, even though it is legal, although quite literally garbage everywhere, but that's to be expected in a city of this size, I guess. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a major European capital city that's descending into total ruin and chaos and just complete defacement and defilement of all normal society without a Palestine protester with, of course, Palestine flags and a Lebanon flag as well, just in a central square of Amsterdam. Because why would you put that amount of effort into your own country when you can focus all of your energy and all of your attention and all of your resources and all of your money and everything else that could actually help Europe into a foreign conflict? Europe is quite literally on its knees. The economy is slowly dying. People are without work. A lot of people are without work. People are homeless. Young people are struggling to get houses. Crime is on the rise. The illegal migration issue is massive in so many of these cities, including Amsterdam. But people are focusing on these types of things. So it's mental.
What's the story like?
The thing is, if everything in Europe was actually okay, we would be able to help certain causes that Europe wants to look after, or the individual countries or the individual people. But the sicker that these European countries are getting, the less we will be able to actually help other people as well, and the less money will be collected for these types of causes. So if we want to help the economies and the people and the issues that are happening all over the world in a longer term and a longer aspect, we also have to keep ourselves healthy and actually look after our own, and then we will be able to help other causes as well.